Hello, welcome to Southampton University. Well, as you can see from what I'm wearing, we're working in sterile laboratory conditions here for this experiment to show the antimicrobial qualities of copper. Well, what we hope to show you is that the sort of bugs that cause infections in hospitals will die off within minutes of being in contact with copper, whereas they may survive for up to weeks or even months on stainless steel. Well, what are the implications of this? Well, the statistics are terrifying. 7 million people around the world are affected by healthcare-associated infections. 37,000 people die in Europe alone. That's as many people as die on the roads. And 100,000 people die in the States. So you can see it's a huge, huge issue. Let me introduce you now to Professor Bill Keeble, who is the Director of Environmental Healthcare here at Southampton, and a microbiologist, of course. Professor Keeble, can you...
I'm not going to play the whole video. It is a short video. Stay well, copper. Fair use, please. These are the kind of videos that I pursue in general. These are the videos that I like. I started really getting into this because I remember, like, my mother would always have a lot of artistic stuff that she would buy. And I remember she had a copper, like a dining set, but she kept it behind a glass. It was just for presentation. I don't think she ever used it before. And I remember it's just a beautiful, cups and forks and all of that. My mother was always into the artistic stuff, but I used to pick it up a lot, and I was always drawn to copper. Copper was just such a magical metal. I couldn't explain it. That was my first time ever being introduced to copper when I was younger, and it always has made me feel kind of like the Mayan era. I think they were a copper bronze society, the Mayans and stuff like that. Every time I saw copper anywhere, it would always remind me of this. But copper destroys germs on contact. I did not know this, and I started to really get into to make a long story short, I started developing like a carpal tunnel kind of a thing going on here, and my doctor didn't know what was going on. I had x-rays and stuff like that. Nothing was coming up, but the pain was getting bad, you know what I'm saying? And that was actually in my left wrist. And I remember when those wraps, I don't know if they were Tommy copper, I don't know, and they have copper wires in those wraps. And I remember how it was only like about a month and of me wearing the wrap every day when I was at work or whatever, and it's gone away. The pain has gone away and whatnot. And I'm watching videos where they're showing where not only that, it's called hydroculture. This is another thing. And what it is you take copper wire. You can either run just copper wire into the dirt of a house plant or whatever, and it's supposed to draw electricity to the plant. I've been watching video after video after video, and people's yields have been going through the roof. I mean, there's a lot of things that have to do with the earth and the earth's own natural magnetism. And I'm not trying to go into any really crazy esoteric stuff, but this is proven right here. If you're so interested, stay well copper. I actually bought a copper bracelet recently, and I bought those hydroculture rods. It's copper wire that's wound around copper wire that's wound around some sticks. That was like 10 packs for $20. I bought it because I have a plant that is going through some problems here, and I'm trying to resurrect it. It's not that bad, but it's been getting bad, and I need to find a way to amend it and to make it better. I've changed the nutrition. I bought some nice pellets to give it all that it needs, and I've had this plant for 6 years. And to make a long story real short, it's huge. It's gotten huge. I actually need another container because it is already outgrown that container. So I need another one. And by the time I buy a really big, huge clay pot, that thing is going to be even bigger. I don't even know what it is. I actually went to the Home Depot like 5 years ago, and it was small as hell, and it's been growing ever since. But some of the leaves have been dying off, and I've been pruning it, and so I just like to try different things. And like I said, I have the copper bracelet and whatnot because I've been going through an extraordinary period of tiredness. And it all started because my friend, him and his wife, well, she's had a cold for a month. The daughter's had a cold for a month, and the cold turned into pneumonia and a few other things. And by the time he got it and I got it, I didn't get it like they got it. I just felt like my stomach was just turning for like 3 weeks, and I was tired. So after I started wearing the copper, I started feeling a little better. So then I've been taking copper pills. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Oh, I've been taking copper. I've had the copper pills for the longest time, but the biggest my biggest problem I've had most of my life is anemia and also copper. And that had a whole lot to do with my filling in my teeth, and I won't go into that. Copper is really an amazing metal that you should look into. You should look into this video, hydroculture. People are connecting these wands to their plants and all kinds of stuff, and they're growing incredible and healing the plants. And there's nothing wrong with learning new things. And then I found out they were talking about the Old Testament where it says you're not supposed to wear two different materials. And the reason why, because linen is one of the highest healing materials. I just found that by accident. I was like, wow. And they said all hospital beds are linen, and that is the truth. And you feel so much better in linen sheets. So I'm going to have to give me some linen sheets. It's always learning and trying different things. And every time I used to be sick back in the day, even to this day, if you're so inclined, colloidal silver, that is so amazing. I mean, they used to use that in the Civil War to fight out infections and wounds. If you ever start watching videos on colloidal silver, and it is so cheap. I need to buy some. Anytime you get sick, before you reach for the chemicals and stuff like that, try some colloidal silver. That stuff is amazing. Not medical advice, because I've never been a doctor.